It wasn't until after her mother died that she discovered her daughter, who had lied about going abroad, was actually running a restaurant in the countryside. Fukuko couldn't believe it. She couldn't understand why her daughter, who was supposed to be a professor in America, was doing this kind of menial work, and seemed so happy doing it. Watching customers come in to eat, Pearl served them with dedication and care. Fukuko was furious. Her daughter had never cooked before, yet now she was pickling spicy cabbage with such skill. Fukuko had pushed Pearl to study hard. Also, she could leave their hometown, and yet here she was, back again. While cooking, Pearl ran out of soy sauce. She went to the neighbor lady's store to buy some. The lady refused to sell to her. Pearl kept pleading and insisting. The lady finally reluctantly pulled out a bottle. Pearl wasn't angry, because the lady was her mother's best friend. Seeing her like this now, the lady must be disappointed. Back home, Pearl got busy again. She even brought out the earthen stove her mother had made. Fukuko felt a flood of emotions. Back then, trying to talk to her daughter, she had called specifically to brag about how she'd built a stove with bricks, saying that grilling pork belly on it would smell amazing. But Pearl had coldly hung up on her. Now Pearl made herself a cup of coffee, sat in the sunset and hummed a song. After dinner, Pearl had a few drinks, lay in bed tossing and turning, unable to sleep. Suddenly she sat up, ran outside, gasping for air. After calming down a bit, she started running wildly down the road, finally stopping on a bridge. Following behind, Fukuko had no idea what was wrong with her daughter. The next day, following her daughter to the hospital, she learned that Pearl had depression. Every night she would think of her mother. It turned out that when Pearl was little, Fukuko couldn't raise her on her own. To give her daughter a better life, she had to send her to live with her brother, and would visit once a month. The well-behaved Pearl didn't cry or make a fuss. She followed her mother's arrangement, but this became her emotional wound. She felt her mother had abandoned her. Fukuko sat silently in the back seat watching, following Pearl to the station to pick up a friend. On the way back with all three, they were suddenly blocked by a group of villagers. Everyone held signs telling Pearl to get out of the village. Pearl was used to it by now. She went inside and made noodles, invited the villagers to come try them, but the villagers weren't having it. They urged Pearl to move out quickly, because she was staying here and refusing to leave. The developers couldn't build their golf course. They'd heard that pulling weeds at the golf course paid better than farming. They were planning to make a living from that part-time work. The neighbor lady couldn't stand the villagers' behavior. She stepped in and helped Pearl settle the trouble. With a friend visiting, Pearl smiled for the first time in a long while.